What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Nichols YouTube channel. Before we get into Brent Siebenkittel's interview, this is a deck list that he used at Maryland and at Louisiana. But the difference between Louisiana and Maryland is that he played a Derosic instead of the Tool Retriever. And ask, why did he make the change? As you can see, in Maryland, he did play the Tool Retriever. Where is it at? Oh, right here. But he switched it for his Derosic, like I said. And as he, in his list, he also played a town map, which seems pretty good because you can search out G-Booster and stuff in your prize. I asked about the Raichus and how are they used. I asked about the one frozen city. It seems pretty clutch, and he gives really good examples of why he plays it. And he plays no Deoxys because he couldn't find space for it. But overall, the deck seems like a standard VG deck, but with Raichu in it. Hopefully you enjoyed the interview, and thanks for watching. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Nichols YouTube channel. Today, we're doing another States question answer video with Brent. And Brent, where are you from?
I'm from a small town called Carrier, Mississippi. It's about an hour east of New Orleans, an hour north of Biloxi. So we're pretty close to the Gulf of Mexico. We're way down here.
Okay. Now I know we're talking about two different states, and what is the first states we're talking about?
I top 8 it at Maryland States. Not this past weekend, the weekend before.
Mm-hmm. And how'd you do in Swiss?
In Swiss, I started 4-0, then I took a draw, a legitimate tie. We played it out to a draw, then a loss and a win. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 5-1-1.
Okay. And what were the decks that you played against, and did you lose or win against them?
I played against a Virizion Mewtwo Toad build that I won. Toad Bats I won. Virizion Genesect I won. Virizion Genesect Pyroar I won. That was against Alex Croxton, I believe. I think he got second at Worlds last year.
Okay.
And then I played a guy named Lucas with a Night March deck. I played him to a draw in Game 3. Really good match. Would have been fun to conclude that one. Then I lost to a Manectric Toad Bats. And then I won the last round against Donphan, Hawlucha, Primal Groudon.
Okay.
And top 8, I faced off against a metal deck that clicked pretty well. He had a great match against me, so he went on to win that one.
Oh, did he end up winning the whole tournament?
I think the guy that beat me with the metal deck came in like second or third, and the guy that beat me with the bats deck was the guy that won the tournament, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. My 2 losses were pretty legit.
Alright, so the next states, where was that at?
This past weekend, we played in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or Prairieville, actually. It's just outside of Baton Rouge,
Okay.
for Louisiana States. Another 7-rounder, another 5-1-1 performance for a top 8.
Okay. And just once again, what were the decks that you played against, stuff like that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I put up a win against a Seismitoad Manectric, against a Metal Mewtwo variant. I played that game on stream. It was against Vincente Mayo.
Okay.
I lost to a Landybats that just went crazy on me. I beat a Yveltal Darkrai. I beat a Manectric Toad. I played a Max Armitage round 6 with Yveltal Toad. I won a good 3-game match there. And then I ID'd the last round to make cut.
Okay.
So I didn't see the last deck. I'm not sure.
Okay. So in top 8, what did you play against?
Top 8 actually faced Jake Morgan, who went on to win the whole tournament. So, yeah, I definitely lost that game. He was playing a Mega Manectric Suicune, which is a deck that he piloted virtually every tournament I've seen him at this season. I played it for a little while myself and actually won a city with it. And I took it to regionals for St. Louis, and I bubbled out and missed cut by 1 game. So pretty good showing. I wasn't really that disappointed with it.
Okay.
But I decided to go back to Virizion for States.
All right.
Felt more comfortable for me.
Okay. So, in your Virizion Genesect deck, why'd you decide to go with the 2-2 Raichu line?
I went with the 2-2 Raichu simply because it was a free retreat, actually. The fact that it's really good against Yveltal is just a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I played the Drifblim variant at a couple of events, and it just is clunky and slow. Like, you can't free retreat, like it gets catcher stalled or Lysandre stalled, and like they just set up their whole board and do whatever they want. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Raichu is in your deck, You can literally promote Raichu after a knockout, draw, consider your options, and then free retreat and proceed with your turn as normal. And it's much easier that way.
That's very true. All right. So you opted to play the one Frozen City. Why was that? Do you hear me? Oh, I can't hear you right now. Oh, Brent, you there? Are we back?
Yes, sir.
All right, don't
Not sure
worry.
what happened there. Maybe a connection issue.
Yeah, don't worry. I can just cut that out, so no problem. Okay, so we wait for my mouse to go away. I'll ask my question. Were you done with the Raichu thing?
Raichu is there for free retreat mostly, but
Okay.
it helps a lot in the battle matchups.
Okay. All right. So why did you decide to play the one Frozen City instead of like a Plasma Frigate or something like that?
Plasma Frigate was actually a consideration, but I eventually went with Frozen City because the extra 20 damage in certain spots helps you hit like magic numbers. Like against something like a Mega Manetric that doesn't have a rough seas down. They attach an energy and like they go to 190 and you can G booster for a knockout.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't quite go that way in my game against Jake, but he connected rough seas almost every time.
Yeah.
But it's also good against Yveltal. It puts them down to 150, and it makes your Circle Circuit need one less bench Pokemon, which helps a bit. It's also good against stuff like Halucha. Like they attach and go to 50, and I can Emerald Slash without a Muscle Band for a knockout.
Okay.
So there's definitely a lot of spots where it helps. Another thing is I can Shadow Try it back, and I can actually put it down multiple times in the same game.
Mm-hmm.
So considering I play Town Map, I can get it off my first knockout and potentially play it 3-4 times over the course of the match.
Yeah. Okay. Now, with your deck, you only play one Verse Seeker. Why was that?
Because I was playing 2 Shadow Triad, and my stadium and supporter lines, like the whole deck is built around being able to Shadow Triad back everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go retrieve the Plasma, Energy, the Genesect, Chorus Machine, G Booster, even Chorus for a supporter. Get the Stadium card back. It just flows really well. The VS Seeker is at 1, which seems really odd, but it's because of the triads. And the one VS Seeker is actually used against stuff like Night March and Flareon to go retrieve, even Metal decks as well, to go retrieve Trump card
Mm-hmm.
and run it again. And then there's potentially an infinite loop as long as both of those cards aren't prized, where you
Sure.
can always make them put their discard back.
Mm-hmm. With Town Map, you can see what's prized too, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the problem is if you prize Town Map, but yeah, just don't be bad. Just don't play.
Alright. So you play the one Lysander, and now we know that Genesect has the built-in catcher effect, but why'd you opt to play the one Lysander?
I opted to play it for matchups like Garbodor, to where I can Lysandre him out because I can't red signal in that particular situation,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can knock it out with like Megalo Cannon, spread the 20 to like set up the knockout on another guy, and then after that use my red signals to set up my following knockouts.
Okay. Now, I know between Maryland and Louisiana, you cut the tool retriever for a Xerosic. Why'd you
Yeah.
opt to do that?
Uh, I kept running into a lot of Toad games, and while it's a pretty good, it's actually a great matchup. It's probably the best matchup you could hope to face playing Virizion. But if they go first and get like 2 or 3 head ringers, it's really tough. Um, so being able to zero sick and just knock off a head ringer, or even in weird spots, you can knock off your own like muscle band to put on G booster if you have to put it on Genesect in the early game. It's also great for knocking off double energies, strong energies. All day I was bumping strong energies and doubles. Just so good.
Mhm. Now, why'd you decide to play VG overall?
Why did I decide to play the deck overall, you said?
Yeah.
Simply because about half the field at every tournament seems to be Seismitoad.
Mhm.
So it's a pretty good feeling knowing that you're starting with a lot of good matchups right out the gate. Also, it's my most comfortable deck personally. So if I ever had any doubts, I could just play that. But I've actually been play testing extensively. And it came down to that being the play anyway, so worked out pretty
Okay.
well.
Well, how many championship points are you at currently?
I got third at a league challenge yesterday, so that bumped me up to 360.
Oh, very nice.
I'm in pretty good shape. Looking forward to going to Boston. I've got some friends that live up there, so that should help with the expense of the trip a bit. Looking
That's,
forward to seeing them.
that's true. Are you going to go to any regionals coming up here soon?
I plan on attending the Georgia Regionals, Athens,
Hmm.
in May. Uh, I went and played the states tournament there recently, and I like the work that they do. It's a fun environment, a lot of talented players. Definitely a fun place to go.
Okay. Now, I know this tournament is like, what, a month and a half away, and there's a whole new format coming up, but do you think VG will still be viable for that set? I mean, for that tournament?
I think the decks that are already established are still going to be very solid. Virizion, Seismitoad, those 2 decks are going to be able to place no problem in my opinion. Everyone's hyping the new Shaman and Rayquaza in the new set, which I think they're going to be great. Shaman more so because it can go in so many more decks,
True.
but it should be fun. Should
Okay.
be fun regardless.
Well, do you want to give it a shout out to anybody?
Um, Rather than naming off any individual, I would just like to thank anyone that supports me or roots for me. Like, I appreciate it, and you guys are awesome. I'd also
Alrighty.
like to thank you for your time.
Thank you for doing this, man.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
And congratulations on the 2 top 8s.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Squeaky. I wish you the best as well, man. I know you're a very talented player yourself.
Hey, you too, buddy. I'm surprised. I'm happy that we're gonna both play at Boston this year. So, yeah. Alrighty, man. Well, take care. Thanks for doing this once again.
See you later. Bye. Bye.
Alright, bye.